What up, everyone? DJ Nubis.
And DJ Neko.
Here with you on the Meltdown Radio podcast.
With our special guest,
Mr. Tony of the Dead. She tried to cut me off on shit, taking over the fucking show.
Well, that's what wives do.
This is another episode of Global Unscripted, where we talk about current events, politics, social issues, etc., even movie stuff and entertainment. Today, we'll be talking a little bit about the problematic issues of movie remakes, TV series, and etc. We're going to dive into a little article. I'm going to get your opinions on if you feel these movies should be remade, plus how you feel about current remakes, etc. And then we're going to dive into the nice history of offensive vintage ads. And I have a lot to show you guys because even I was like, wow, this is like going beyond what I thought it might go.
So for reference, I was born in 1980. You were born in 1970. So we're 80s babies, right?
Yep.
Even when we were like, we don't really remember because we were kids, but some of these ads even bleed into the 80s. Like, they're pretty bad. Like when you think of like,
most of it's like almost
like in the 50s.
Well, no, I'm saying like the stuff I can remember from like the late 70s, early 80s would be like the Calgon commercial, the stereotypical stuff like that. But like the physical paper ads, like, you and I were watching a thing about World War II and some of the propaganda spit out during that time. And it's like, it's heavy stuff. Yeah. But first, we're going to dive into the problem with movie remakes. And there's an article on CBR.com. And one of the things, they have 10 classic movies that deserve remakes. Now, before we dive into the article, let's get your opinions. Tony, we'll start with you. How you feel about the current age of remakes? Do you think they're doing a good job? Do you think they're kind of like destroying like the classic movies? How do you feel about it?
Lately, I haven't really seen a remake that I've liked. Like, I see some things coming out. Like, I can't think offhand like what exactly, but like why do they need to remake? Like The Crow. The Crow.
Roadhouse.
They don't need to remake those. Yeah,
I put together a list. It was like the ones that I felt like were bad and not needed were like Roadhouse, The Crow, Pet Sematary, Psycho, Point Break, Poltergeist, A Nightmare on Elm Street, The Fog, and The Karate Kid. And I think they're going to do another Karate Kid. I think they're trying to do another one.
I have not seen that Karate Kid. I
haven't either.
But I have no interest in it. I love Jackie Chan, but
yeah,
again, there's like this issue with the agenda behind it. And it's like, come on.
Now, for me, like, I have such fondness for the movie Roadhouse. I watched it when I was way too young, clearly. I got obsessed with it. It was on HBO all the time when I was, playing with my Barbies. And I loved it. And then when I heard they were going to remake it, I was like, it's just not going to even feel the same. It's not going to feel. And I did see the trailer for it. I'm like, I'm not going to watch this. I'm sure it's a very fine movie, but like they should have named it like Roadhouse Key West or Roadhouse.
The critics do not like it. The
really
audience doesn't like it. Yeah.
See, I feel like if you're you can do so. Like, Dirty Dancing didn't have a remake, but they did Dirty Dancing Havana Nights.
Yeah,
like a sequel.
It was like, it wasn't even a sequel. It was a whole different
part 2 or whatever.
Yeah, like it wasn't even a part 2. Nothing. Patrick Swayze did do a cameo as a dance instructor, but it took place in Cuba when the revolution was happening. And it was about, an American girl whose family was rich that was in Cuba for vacation. And then it was during the Cuban like uprising. And I'm like, this is a really good story, but nobody's paying attention to it because they called it Dirty Dancing Havana Nights.
Just called Havana Nights.
Yeah, if they would have just called it like Havana Nights or like, I bet you nobody has seen that movie, but I went to see it because I love Patrick Swayze.
And I saw a movie back then around that time because they were doing a lot of dancing stuff. So there was a movie called something The Forbidden Dance with Laura Denning or Durning, and she was cute.
Love something.
Yeah. I mean, I was happy just to watch her, but the movie was kind of worthless. But it had like a social point about tearing up the planet and everything like that. So it had its purpose, but some of the films I thought had like good remakes, and of course a lot of them are based off of very old films. So like Evil Dead Yeah, Italian Job, The Thing, The Fly, The Departed, The
Mhm.
Blob, Casino Royale was good, 310 to Yuma, Scarface, and Dawn of the Dead. But they're all kind of like taking cues from like either 70s and older, or even further back to the 50s. Like, like you got The Fly and The Thing in there.
Yeah, like I didn't even know that The Fly and The Thing were remakes when I first saw them.
Yeah, The
So
Thing,
Me
I don't
either back
remember it
then.
because yeah, The Fly I kind of knew because I was familiar with the name, but The Thing I wasn't. 310 to Yuma I didn't think was a
Mhm.
remake till after I read
I
about
didn't
it.
know that.
Dawn of the Dead, of course, I knew it was a remake, but that was when it was kind of introducing the fast zombies, so that scared the shit out of me.
Yeah.
But
I didn't
anyway,
know.
yeah, this article says 10 classic movies that deserve remakes. And so this will be interesting because
Deserve.
there's some on this that I just don't care about, and there's some that I would say that they don't need to really touch. But number 10, and we'll get your thoughts on this, Waterworld.
remake that shit. That was horrible.
It's probably why they're saying to remake it. But I mean, but to me, like I'm kind of indifferent because I didn't care. I saw it in the theaters, and I really don't care if they remake because I didn't find it all that interesting anyway. Some people have like this cult status about it, but I don't. How do you guys feel about that particular option?
Did you ever see it, Tony?
Oh yeah. I it's a bad movie, but like it's has its like charm to it. But I'd say if they remade it nowadays, it might be okay to do it. But I mean, you're gonna have a mix of people, of course, not wanting to have a remake and then wanting a remake. But being that it didn't really do very well, I'd say probably it wouldn't be a bad idea to see what they can come up with now. Plus, I love post-apocalyptic shit, so
Yeah,
bring the more out, the better.
Yeah, give me some throw some zombies in there too in the water world. Come on now.
Underwater.
Yeah, underwater breathing zombies,
Well, number 9 is a film I have not seen, directed by Alfred Hitchcock. Came out in 1959, called North by Northwest. And
I haven't
it
seen that one
originally
either.
had Cary Grant and Jesse Royce Landis. It's a spy thriller. So
Yeah, I've seen a lot of Alfred Hitchcock stuff, but I see maybe that's why they want to remake it because they feel like
and you
it's
probably
a
can get
blind
away with
spot.
something like that because of how old it is. Like, it's really dated. So
Yeah.
with the effects and technology now, you could probably make it very, because like we've seen good spy movies, obviously. So
I've never seen it, so
yeah.
a remake would, if I watched that first, I'd see it first. So
Now I'd probably watch this. Number 8 is Forbidden Planet. Came out in 1956. So again, it's pretty far back. So an updated version of that sci-fi film would be kind of cool.
yeah.
Number 7, The Shootist. 1976, starred John Wayne. I know nothing about this film.
Oh.
Have you seen that?
No, it sounds familiar though because like my grandfather I don't even know if it was a channel or whatever when I was younger, but it was like Sunday afternoons. There was all these John Wayne movies on all the time, so I'm sure I've seen it like passively just by being around him and hanging out,
Yeah.
Right.
But John Wayne is beloved by old and young people. Like, not just, I know there are people younger than me who are like, you don't want to touch anything that.
Well, the funny thing is that when I was looking around for recommendations of what other people thought should be made, you come across a lot of articles where they're like, yeah, they should redo this with the modern age of, societal norms and like change it up. And like, no, let's not do it just for that. Like, let's not do it because we're trying to correct some sort of misogyny from the past. Like, that's the wrong approach.
Or maybe the approach might be we're updating it to be at pace with today's technology.
Okay, well, I'll give an example.
Like cell phones and
film
stuff.
that I think should never be touched is The Breakfast Club, but yet people want to do that with the cell phone era and everything else.
So what would they do? They just sit and like text each other all day and look at TikToks?
Yeah, and that's what I'm wondering. Like, there's always a place for films that should be attempted remakes because of how dated, or maybe the budgets weren't very good, but they had like a lot of promise plot wise. Breakfast Club, as great as it is, it's still relevant to today, no matter if technology is there or not.
Exactly.
Yeah. Before I get into 6, because I disagree with 6, but some films I think could be remade or should be. They're all films I like, and they're all pretty good on their own. But because I'm kind of in that middle ground with it, I think they could do some cool stuff on the modern age. So the short list I came up with was like War Games, Blue Thunder, Alice Sweet Alice, Deliverance, Enemy Mine, and then the last two I've actually kind of played around with the idea behind this is the Cannonball Run and Gumball Rally movies. Are you familiar with those, Tony? The race car movies where they kind of drive across the country.
The Cannonball Run.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember liking them. I haven't seen them in forever, but yeah, I remember
it's been a
liking
long
them.
time. So I had come up with like this little thing I made up a while ago about who I'd like to see in the film for the Gumball Rally.
For a remake.
Yeah.
Mm.
And this is what I had come up with. So I have Idris Elba, excuse me, Robert Downey Jr. as a pair in a car, Peyton Manning and Ryan Gosling in another car, Sam Rockwell and Daniel Radcliffe in a car, Anna de Armas and Zoe Saldana in a car, Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds. Haha, we know that's a good pairing.
Oh,
Florence Pugh and Margot Robbie in a car, and then of course we got to have like the whole martial artists, Donnie Yen and Ram Shakran on there. Samuel L. Jackson, LeBron James, kind of got athlete in there again, and then
I would put Shaq though.
Yeah, that would be funny, but you got to get Shaq in a car. They'd have to be like a big ass truck, you know. Or maybe if we just stick with, you ever saw the MasterCard commercials with Samuel and Spike Lee in them?
Oh yeah.
And then this last pairing would be amazing. Paul Giamatti and William Dafoe. That would be so great.
Anything William Dafoe is great.
Oh yeah. Just great actor. So yeah, I mean, I would love to see something like that made because no one's really even thought about it. And you know,
and they still do the Cannonball Run or the Gumball Run, whatever it's called now. And there was a story that came out during COVID because they were trying to say because everybody was making such great times that it shouldn't count because COVID, there was no traffic and there was no cops or anything. So they were able to like zip right across the country.
They were probably breaking records all over the place.
And I have a friend of mine. He didn't do the Cannonball Run. He did this thing when he was in high school. He went to like one of those STEM high schools. They built a solar powered fucking car.
Oh.
And they had to drive the car like there was like checkpoints where you would go, and it could only go maybe 30 miles an hour. So they had like very specific routes. So these types of little races happen all the time. We just don't know about it. So you could it may not be called Cannonball Run or Gumball Run, but it would be along that vein where you would see that.
Yeah,
it's true.
Well, I think the last
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
The last movie that they kind of made like that, wasn't it like a rat race or something?
Yes. Yeah. That was funny as hell too. That's a good movie.
Oh my God. The Hitler Museum is so funny.
We're going to a baptism. I
used to have clips of that. Yeah, well, that's what you get when you're a fucking Nazi.
We stole it off Hitler's car.
Oh my God.
I had it
coming. That.
John Lovitz is so goddamn funny.
I just remember like Rowan Atkinson going like, "A race, a race, a race,"
and then he fell asleep right at the end.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
Oops.
Right there.
And that was one that kind of like fell below our radar. We just turned on the TV and it was on, and I'm like, what?
Well, it's also during the time that we love Seth Green, so he's a great actor, so it's a lot of fun watching him in there. And that whole thing with his friend and the girl with the piercings.
I'm gonna have to rewatch that.
Yeah, it's so good.
It for me, like, sometimes you watch a movie and you remember like how great you felt about the movie, and then you come back and you watch it and you're like, why did I think it was good or funny? And then this movie is still funny. Every single time I watch it, I still like chuckle, even though I already know the punchline. I'm still laughing, and I like movies like that.
Oh yeah. I was actually going to do a series on that. I've started watching a few movies that like I remember growing up and liking, and they feel different nowadays. Like Little Monsters.
I love that show.
I don't like it as much.
I feel the same way about the Goonies. Like I watched it on repeat
for the first time. I had never seen it at all as a kid, and like I watched them, like I don't get what the appeal is.
And I think you have to be a kid when you see it for the first time, and then seeing it as an adult, you're like, it's just, but it's not as heartwarming to you when you're 43 as when you're, like 10 watching it for the first time going, oh, I'm going on an adventure with my friends. And,
Yeah. Oh, I agree. I have to rewatch that one too. That's another one. I hope it doesn't ruin anything.
It didn't ruin it for me, but it was like, I can understand why, because he had never seen it, why it didn't make him as happy as.
Yeah, I think that if you grew
Sure.
up with it, because so many people revere it, that they still get some enjoyment out of it. For me, though, I never saw it back in the day. Like, I'm familiar with Corey Feldman and all them, but like
the quotes and everything,
Yeah.
because it's, it was a classic.
Okay, so number 6, I vehemently disagree with this
disagreeing.
pick. Not because it's just a very great movie, but certain movies, when they have like twists in them at the ending, especially, it's hard to recapture that initial feel. So at number 6, they have The Usual Suspects, and I can't see that.
I don't even know if I've ever seen it.
Oh,
what's it about?
Kaiser Sose.
I haven't seen it, and it's about Kaiser Sose.
Yeah.
What's wrong with me?
Oh my god, dude! I watched so many people react to that movie, and it's so fun watching it.
Okay, don't spoil it.
No, I'm not, dude. You were watching that shit today. Like, that movie is rules, man.
He'd never seen Scarface until I made him watch Scarface.
I didn't watch it like in one sitting. I always saw pieces of it.
And for me, Scarface is like,
God.
it's like I'm like, I just want to go and start selling cocaine. Like, after I watch it, I'm like, yeah.
I've never seen it. I've only started. I watched a little bit and like a while ago, and I was like, I don't get this, and I turned it off. So I think I would like.
I think that I should we should go like.
We should do a Scarface watch party.
No. We should go visit Tony and just sit for like a week and watch what he has on his shelf, because he's never watched him.
I know. Look at his shelf.
I don't own Scarface. I don't own it. You have to bring it.
I think we do.
Oh yeah, I think you have it.
I'm pretty sure I do.
Yeah.
I love Tony Montana.
Number 5, again, I don't agree with. But you can't argue with the technology and stuff that they could do. But this is like one of these movies that is so campy fun that it really belongs by itself, and that's John Carpenter's They Live with Roddy Piper. I just don't think this is a movie that really needs to be made up, but it's on that borderline of like, okay, maybe they could do something cool with it, but I'm not really sold.
Yeah, I don't know, because I watched it for the first time with you not that long ago, and I'm like, if you try to remake it, you're not going to get that that same feel,
Yeah.
But I feel like the low budget stuff that they're making nowadays, like for the Sci-Fi Channel or whatever, is like worse than the low budget stuff than you got in the 80s. It just, and they know it too. They purposely, like, we watched a whole thing on Sharknado, and the guys who wrote it were like, they took that line. I forgot, it was like from like Leprechaun 3, and somebody said like there was a Sharknado. That line is what made them write that movie, and Sci-Fi Channel was like, you're writing a movie about a Sharknado.
But they did the most brilliant thing though, because it came to Sci-Fi, and we were watching like a game or something that evening, because we remember seeing the advertisements for it, but it was all
tweeting.
It was all about their marketing. Yeah. They totally went out there.
I was live tweeting the shit. Everybody was watching Sharknado. It turned into like this thing.
We have sharks, we have tornadoes, we have Sharknado.
And they're like, it was brilliant. And it wasn't even like, it's not a good movie. Going into it's not going to be good.
Advertisement like at least a dozen times before we sat down that night to watch. I'm like, dude, we have to watch this. Like, they're pushing the shit out of this. It's got to be the best movie ever. And so exactly that's what happened.
I was one of those tweeters. Tweeters? Is that the word? I was
Twitterers.
one of them. Twitterers. I was one of them too.
What do we say now? Xers?
Yeah.
I X.
Nobody says X. Everybody's like, they go. This is what they say. They go, Twitter, where X or whatever it is now. That's what they say.
True.
I remember. God, I'm queen of tangents, but I remember listening to years. I'm talking whenever Twitter first happened. A talk show, my favorite talk show, which is not around anymore. They had the creators of Twitter on, And this is early days of Twitter, and they were like, okay, well, how did you come up with this character limit? Like, they're just asking all these interesting questions. And their idea was, this is well before everybody had smartphones and well before like internet was accessible everywhere. They said they wanted to be able to have something like this where you could write an SMS message. And that's how the tweeting would be. Like, you would just like, it would be to whatever Twitter's phone number would be, and you could tweet from, you know, your old flip phone.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So it was just interesting. Sorry, tangent.
All right.
And now they sold it to whoever, and then whoever sold it to Elon Musk. So
Yeah. So number 4 again is another Hitchcock film that I have not seen. Of course, it's called a psychological crime thriller called Rope.
me
Yeah.
either.
I haven't
But
seen
then it was released in 1948, so I don't think I'd be opposed to something that old being remade in the modern era.
Okay, well, what do you feel though? Like, The Wizard of Oz is old as fuck. Like, you wouldn't want to remake The Wizard of Oz.
Well, they're doing Wicked.
Wicked is a complete
Well,
different
I get
thing.
that, but it's similar vibe.
Wicked was a book.
And I'll be honest, I would not be opposed to Wizard of Oz because of how old it is. It's a classic, but it's very old.
I don't know. What do you think, Tony?
Well, they've remade that already, technically. I mean, there's different versions of it. You know, I
Tin
mean,
Man
there's
and stuff like that.
Tin
yeah.
Man. Then there's like the African American versions,
The Wiz!
and then the Wiz, and there's like the Muppets versions. So it's like
Yeah.
it's been remade to death. So, but if they actually sat down and tried to at least honor it, I don't know, like just and then throw everything that's in there, like
Yeah, if you're gonna half-ass it, don't bother. Don't bother.
Yeah,
I mean, we could have
don't
real
have to.
flying monkeys now, like for real flying monkeys.
Well, the biggest problem with like the ones that we listed about the ones that weren't really good is they lose the elements that made the original special. So I love Jackie Earl Haley and as Rorschach in The Watchmen, but Freddy Krueger, man, Robert Englund owns that role.
I didn't even watch it because I was obsessed with all the Nightmare on Elm Street movies when I was a kid, and that was another like movie series that was really special to me growing up. So like with Roadhouse now, I refuse to watch it because I didn't want that to be tainted in my mind and like mix with the happiness that Nightmare on Elm Street gave me when I was a kid. And he laughs at me. He's like, "How old were you when you watched the first Nightmare on Elm Street?" I was like, "I don't know, when it came out. Like, I was a kid." And he's like, that first one was really kind of fucking crazy. I was like, dude, I loved Freddy Krueger so much that I had a Ken doll that would be Freddy Krueger and he would kill all of the Barbie dolls. And my parents never put me in any kind of asylum. So
there was somebody on X that was having us rank like 6 films. I think it was Candyman, Nightmare on Elm Street, Halloween, Scream, and something else. And people were putting Nightmare and Candyman at the bottom of the list. I'm like, are you insane?
I love Candyman too.
Like, those two are at the top of my list.
I love both of them more than Halloween. Sorry, I know you, but
no, I like Halloween, but like it's I agree. I think it's overhyped. I mean you didn't say that, but I think Halloween is way overhyped.
Yeah, I mean it's a great movie. But
no, I like it, but like I don't see the obsessiveness over it,
Right.
And it wouldn't be my top from what you just said will be Scream, because I have memories of that, and like I don't remember the first time I saw Nightmare on Elm Street. I remember the first time I saw Halloween, but like it's a special memory, but like it's I feel like it was better back then. And now watching it, like it's like different, but like Scream, it doesn't lose anything for me. I still love Scream.
Yeah, because we were it was late teens for us, wasn't it, when Scream came out?
Yeah, 94.
Yeah, so we were teens. It was like a big deal when it came out. It was a new like imagining of horror, and at that time, like I always wonder like what kids do. Do kids like? We just fucking left the house and did whatever the fuck we wanted. So we go to the movies or the mall and we just wander and do whatever. And that was the movie. So I remember when Blair Witch came out, and this is before like you were able to do tickets ahead of time. the movie place that we always went to, they were selling tickets early. So
Yeah.
I had a friend of mine go and buy like 12 tickets for us, and so that we would have tickets to see, because that was really hyped up. And like us living in Maryland, when they were talking about like Burkittsville, it was, this is a real thing, it happened in Maryland, and everybody was like completely duped. So we were all in. We were like, yeah.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I have a special memory with that too, with that movie. Like, I remember the theater just like being completely quiet. You could hear a pin drop. Like, it was like, so everyone was so into it. And that ending gives you just like a chill up your spine. Like,
Yes.
it's like, I don't know if it would be as effective now, but it's still that's like shit could happen. I mean, not that there's a witch, but like you could get lost in the woods and
You go crazy.
yeah, it's great.
Because I also feel like that was, it was kind of like the internet, I would say, prior to social media, and like it was still kind of the wild, wild west, if you think about it. Like, there was like message boards and just like random shit. And they had this like archaic website that they're like, here's the truth about the Blair Witch. And it was all marketing. And they did that like prior to like the shit now is like. The only other thing that I ever came across that I feel like they did with their like internet marketing was the first season of American Horror Story. They, like, the producers and writers and all, they were like, we didn't know if this was going to really work out. So every week we were writing as we were going. It was not like a fully planned out story. It was just kind of like it happened.
Sometimes that's better because you really don't know. I've seen series that begin their seasons and then like 5 episodes in, they like shut them down, say it's not working, it's not doing it, no one's watching this shit.
And that was their whole point, is like they were like, we did not know if it was going to make it. We thought it could just get cut off at any time. So what they did, and I remember this because I was obsessed with this, was I had to be there. I think it was like Wednesday nights or something. I was like, I am going to be here. I'm going to watch this shit live. I'm going to watch it because I want to know what happens next. Their website, it was www.you'regonnadieinthere.com. And now if you like go there, it's like redirects to American Horror Story. But they had, because remember, in that house there was like all this history and like all these like ghosts and different things happening. So it was like a house, but then you could click on different rooms and it would tell a story about like all the different ghosts, and it was like different that could appear in the house or did appear.
Became interactive.
Well, yeah, it was really cool. Like in the this is how good it was, is that I can remember this, 11 years later, 12 years later. There was one where it was the kitchen, and it was like the 1950s, so it looked like a 50s kitchen, and the mother had like put her head in the oven. And you would click on the different things and it would have like background music. Up in the attic, it looked like reel-to-reel like home movies playing. And then you see like a kid doing like shadow puppets and stuff like in the movies. And then when somebody, I don't know who it was, came on screen, he like starts strangling, like he's mad about it. And that was brilliant. And I wish people like, I feel like sometimes people just try to pump out stuff so fast and they don't think about like how effective something, huh?
Blumhouse.
Yeah, Blumhouse. I get angry at Blumhouse sometimes, man.
It's hard to believe the same company that often makes terrible horror films, remakes, is the same one that made a fucking amazing film in Whiplash. Like, I cannot get beyond that. Like, that just blows my mind. Anyway, sorry, tangent again. Number 3.
That was interesting. I didn't know that.
Oh, she has some knowledge about stuff like that. She was really big in that stuff. Like, she got me into it for a while. Like, there were certain seasons of like Asylum and Coven, and then 1984 was fun. But I haven't really kept up with it.
And to speak of 1984, there was like a in that like interactive thing, there was like a 80s room. So I feel like the people now who are running American Horror Story, they stayed cohesive. Like, some seasons are better than others, obviously, because some seasons I really tried to get into and I just didn't watch. But I feel I don't know. I love when you take a risk like that. honestly.
Anyway,
Anyway.
when what Scott said about, or I mean Anubis said about the five episodes and they shut it down. I think every show should get at least the one season. If you're putting them on
Yep.
TV, give them one season, because the ending could make it all worth it.
And I think if they do that whenever they do that, like, season, they should give them an option at the end to like either close it out if they're not going to go on, or have it open ended so they can continue another season. Like, I think they need that option, because
Yeah,
I've seen some cool shows. I forget this one. It's about like, it's almost like Criminal Minds. It's more like about serial killers and stuff.
Oh, it had Jeffrey Donovan in it?
No. This was something different. Someone told me about, but I watched it and it only went for one season, but it was left open ended, and so like people were pissed. They're trying to get this show to come back because like there's so many unanswered questions, and it was really good, but they didn't have a chance to finish it the way they wanted. So okay,
Next one up.
Number 3, again, I think that with current technology and stuff could be redone, but I do have a really big soft spot for this film, and I think Tony might too. I know NECA will, and that is 1980s Flash Gordon, Sam Jones, Melody Anderson, and Max von Sydow.
No, I won't watch it.
I mean, it has that campiness, so like, it doesn't really hold up, but because for us, we grew up with that stuff, we love it. But this is one of those films that I'm okay as long as they do a good job with it. They could probably make a very cool Flash Gordon flick, but it may not have the
dun, 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 dun,
well, not only that, but just the characters. Because you also had Timothy Dalton in there as Baron.
Oh yeah.
It has such a great cast, and the Hawk guys, those were a lot of fun. They're just so over the top. We saw the one doc on Sam Jones that he was talking about a lot of this. Did you realize the guy that played Flash Gordon, he does security now? He's like a security, like full armor vest and shit, and drives around escorting people.
Wow.
Yeah.
How old? And he's old too.
He's got to be in his 60s,
yeah,
I think.
And he still goes to those Comic Cons and stuff too, though. So he still pays attention to that stuff. But the doc, it's called I Am Sam or something, I think. And if you ever get a chance to watch it, it's really good. Like it's kind of endearing, because he didn't expect that movie to really have the cult following that it did. Like, it took a lot of heat back then because the critics
and it affected him too.
Yeah.
Like he kind of like went down a spiral, and then he got himself back, and when he saw like how beloved it was, he's like, I will sign every autograph, I will do every photo opportunity, any Comic-Con I'm invited to. I am blessed that I got this opportunity. So it was nice.
I didn't meet him, but I saw him at Monster Mania a few years ago, and I wish I would have got his autograph, but I didn't. I had like other people in mind before I got to him. But
it's hard when you go to those things because they like double book. That's how we felt at G-Fest last year, because they had like activities that actual activities. I went to this like painting and model class and got to paint like a little Godzilla head, and they were at a panel. So it's like, I get why they do that, because not everybody wants to do the same thing all the time, but when you have multiple people, you do have to kind of like
you have to have different options.
Yeah. But it was fun. I understand how you feel, because it's like, I want to do this, but I also want to watch this panel too. And I missed a couple panels because this was quite a lengthy class. Like, one of them was about how the guy who does like sculpting, and you can do your own sculpting, and he talked about what he used, and how like he did all this sculpting as his like senior thing in college, and then these model companies come to him now and ask him to create model kits for them to duplicate and sell to people, and that's how he's like created his career. And then there was a whole painting thing where you got like a little model and they gave you all the paints and stuff, and I sat there and I painted my Godzilla. I was all proud of myself. I was just like, look what I did. And he's like, it's not bad.
It's actually pretty good. It's up on my shelf too.
Nice.
So this second one, again, vehemently should not be remade, but I don't even know why it's on this list.
DJ Anubis, thumbs down.
I can't imagine you two are going to agree with this either.
Okay.
Would be 1984's Terminator.
No.
I don't know why it's on this list.
Because they've tried to do like all kinds of different stuff with the Terminator.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing though. Like, if they can't even get the sequels beyond like closest outside of number 2, like why bother?
Yeah.
Um, I have no faith they would make a good remake of this.
Well, Tony, let's ask you.
Hmm.
Who could, like, this is the problem, because who do you think would even be able to be as distinct as Arnold, but like still could have enough to be like not an exact replica or ripoff of Arnold, but still be somebody so distinct?
Dave Bautista.
I asked
Well,
Tony.
nah, I don't know. I mean, I guess maybe no, it wouldn't be the same. The only guy like I think like it would have like the same kind of shape to him would be like the guy that plays oh god, it's on Amazon, the preacher or preacher.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
Reacher. Yeah. God, what is his name?
I don't know what the actor's name is. I did watch a season or 2 of that. It
He was
pretty
on
good.
like Titans and he was also Aquaman back in the day on Smallville. But
Oh
now
wow,
he's Reacher. I think it's Reacher,
It
isn't
is
it?
Reacher. Yeah.
Reacher. That guy.
blonde
But
dude.
like I couldn't see him. I don't think anybody. Don't make it. Just
Yeah,
make
that's
another shitty sequel.
Well, it's so interesting because we say that like I don't think Dave Bautista would be bad. Here's the thing though, like again, you have to capture it well. So
Yeah.
when I think of something that so let's take an iconic character like Batman or Joker. Jack Nicholson did a great job of the whole campy, funny, ridiculous Joker. Then you take Heath Ledger, who took it to a more serious output, and I thought
like
Ledger was fucking
psychological. Yeah.
brilliant on that role. So that's a case where it works.
hmm
But if you're not going to put the like Nolan's very good at writing good movies, he just is. So if you're not going to be that kind of person and you're not going to write a solid story, then a remake would not work. Like you can
Yeah.
take a guy like Reacher or Dave Bautista and put them in a terminal role, they might actually do well. But if the story sucks, no one's going to care.
I
Like,
mean,
they're just not
and
gonna.
right now with like AI and all this shit that's happening, it would be so great to like pull back and make another Terminator movie, because like everybody thinks we're all going to be controlled by machines anyway. So like the Matrix,
Yeah.
would that be something that we would attempt to remake? Like that itself like makes you feel like, with everything that's happening now and what the reality of the Matrix is, like, is that something? Because I feel like a lot of people who are not our age, like, we remember when the Matrix came out and it was like mind blowing.
Yeah.
But then I look at my 19-year-old nephew, because I think I was like 19 when the Matrix came out, and I'm like,
See, the Matrix to me is a little bit too big. It's like too good, like it's too revered. But let's take a movie that I feel like is underrated, like The Lawnmower Man. That would be fun in a remake. That'd be fun. Like you could actually do a good job with that, and it still would apply to the technology and all the other stuff.
Yeah.
Are there any movies that you would actually, you, Tony, I'm sorry, I have to address,
Mm.
not you, is there anything that you would think of that would benefit from a remake? Because remakes always get like a bad rap, but like we even spoke upon a couple of remakes that we loved.
I thought about this in the past and I can't remember my answer. I'd have to think about it, but like I know there's like some things I'd be like, I'd like to see a remake of that. But like this is what I do. I look at my shelf. What can we remake?
Right.
That would be kind of neat. And then you got to think though, nowadays everything is so PC.
Yeah.
So like we can't like even back in the day with Teen Wolf, like he says a line like in the garage, and it's like you not that you need the line, but like that's in my head. And it's like a shock factor. It's like, oh shit, Michael J. Fox said that back then. And would that do we need a remake of Teen Wolf? But I don't know. I mean, every time they try to redo something like The Craft, I haven't watched the remake, but
I have not either.
It didn't get received well.
Piranha, the original one, is amazing, and the remake it's not bad. It's like really good. I think so, but I don't know. Christ, I'll have to get back
They
to that
actually
one.
made that a couple times. They made one in the 90s of that, and then, of course, the more recent one in the 2000s. So,
Yeah,
That's really crazy.
they remade RoboCop. I was gonna say RoboCop was like, oh yeah, they did that, and I didn't hate it.
no, I didn't either. I thought it was actually kind of good. It was decent.
Yeah.
Like, I was kind of surprised. I didn't expect it to be quite as good as it was, but
Did I see that? Is that when he goes into the tower?
I don't know. But this one was a bit more explicit because it had like his spine and everything, and it was like kind of gorier.
Oh,
Yeah.
So it was kind of cool. Like they
Yeah,
really pushed it.
It's not bad. And then like we look at Judge Dredd, they didn't do a remake. They did like another movie, and that's fantastic.
Yep.
So
that's the one I'm thinking about. The Judge Dredd. I really did like the.
And they're both good, but they're both kind of different.
Mhm.
Again, like Stallone's a little bit more campy and fun. This one was more
Mhm.
serious.
Yeah. Yeah, I have to think about that because I know there is definitely stuff I would like to see redone with that technology nowadays. Like Waterworld, we said about it could be cool nowadays, you know. I mean, but like when they go under the water and they have the air pocket, whatever that's called, and like imagine what they could do nowadays, like having digital fish that look real, and you know, it's
More
not
sharks.
like
More
CGI back in like 2001, where it's like it
Right.
looks like shit. Nowadays, it could look pretty good. So as long as it's done right.
Now, the last one on this list, I'm not super opposed to it, but I think you had a big good point about the PC culture now, and I just don't think it would fly, especially with how society kind of looks at cops anyway. And the last one is Dirty Harry. I just don't foresee that like really going very well.
No, because there's such a culture right now. The
anti-police.
Yeah, the ACAB, the whole like. I feel like the respect of the police has been blown up, so to speak, because you know a lot of I mean we
politics
live in a lot of politics, and we live in Baltimore, and we do like I'm sure you've seen The Wire. A lot of that shit was really based off of you've never seen The Wire? It's not bad, but it is really a lot of it is really based because my boy's in it. My man, Idris Elba. I have two boyfriends, Idris Elba and Ryan Gosling.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, she has a share.
I have to share my man with everyone.
Oh, is that why you have that?
Well, I'm a big I love Barbie.
Huge Barbie fan.
I have been Barbie was my life.
She's the only one I know really that didn't care about the plot of the movie so much as just having Barbie. And
I haven't seen Barbie yet either. I'm waiting to watch it with Shayna.
I this is how I explain it to people. If you play, it is not meant for people unless you are my age and you played with Barbies when you're little. And I know they sprinkle in some like, you know, feminism just and
sprinkled in.
So yeah. Regardless, but I explained to him, like, I did not get so like offended by some of the things because like when I played with Barbie, they had that whole like big slumber party in there and all the girls are dancing. Where are the Kens? Nobody knows. It's exactly what you do. You have one Ken who fucking knows what his deal is. He's off in the corner. Barbie's getting her hair done. All the Barbies are dancing. It's Barbie's dream house. It's Barbie's camper. Everything belongs to
I'll tell
Barbie.
You this much because they made a big crow about like how much money that movie made, which is nice. It's good for them and good for Margot and company. But they kind of use that as like their tagline, why that movie was so great. And I'm like, you have to understand.
Ryan Gosling was so
You have two of the biggest stars right now in that film, sexiest stars. The original person that was supposed to play Barbie is Amy Schumer. That movie would not even come close to what it did with Amy Schumer at the helm. It just would not happen.
Hell
so
no.
I just thank God they were smart and got Margot in there because at least she's decent to look at.
But she plays stereotypical Barbie.
Yes,
and she has because there's like President Barbie, and like if I think back, like
and Alan.
Alan, and he started laughing like, "Who's Alan?" I was like, "Nobody gives a shit about Alan." Alan was out for
and
like
they made no shits about him. No one gave a shit about him.
because Alan was supposed to be Ken's friend. Like it was a doll at one point. But no girls give a shit about Ken. They just have one Ken because you're supposed to have a Ken, right? But no, I had every Barbie. Every Barbie. It didn't matter. I had 12 Barbies. They're all hanging out. Ken is... They even made a comment in the movie, like, where is Ken? Where did the Kens go at the end of the night? Nobody knows. Nobody cares because it's how little girls think.
The thing is, like, I rated it like a 7 out of 10. I think when you and Shauna finally watch it, you probably enjoy for what it is.
Who the hell's Shauna?
Shayna.
Jesus. See, I'm bad with names. Bad with names.
He's like, who's Shauna? He's like, is that my mistress or some shit?
Don't tell Shayna.
Yeah, bedroom name.
Oh my god.
All right, well, that's good you brought Barbie because we're going to move into our next topic, which is discussing the vintage ads of the back in the day.
The sexism, the rampant sexism.
Racism, the sexism.
Oh, you got some good ones, I guess.
Oh, it's ugly in some of these. There really is no article to go off of. We're just going to start pulling up some of these ads and we're going to talk about them and just laugh at how bad they are.
It was like so blatant at times. That's the problem.
But it shows you just also errors, man. Like the times were way different back then. And so like you could get away with a lot of this shit and look, I don't like a lot of the PC stuff now, but it's gone pretty much from one extreme to the exact opposite, which I hate. Like we need to find the middle ground, which I thought through the 80s and 90s were fine. Like I thought
we were getting there, like it felt better.
You had powerful women like, Ripley in movies and, sexism is always going to kind of be there one way or the other.
But... Oh, I know. I experience it all the time.
But here's, let's get our first one here. And I might actually have to have Neko explain a couple of these because some of them, like, look at it, they're funny, but then I'm not sure why I'm laughing.
Oh, no.
Keep her where she belongs.
Under your foot.
Is that the foot or the shoe? Is that what that represents here?
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, it gets better. We haven't got to the good shit. There's some that go into like pedo territory.
Oh no.
No.
Yeah, it's horrible. Here's another one.
So the harder a wife works, the cuter she looks. Gosh, honey, you seem to thrive on cooking, cleaning, and dusting, and all tuckered out by closing time. What's the answer? Vitamins, darling. I always get my vitamins from Kellogg's. Vitamin for pep. Pep for vitamin. This is probably like legal crack back then. Women were just like snorting this shit because they needed to have a perfect house and be presentable for their husbands when they walk through the door, kick down the door, and demand a beer.
Right. And one day I'd like to see StreamYard actually allow me to put the images side, instead of over, but we're not there yet.
We're not there yet. We pay for the high tier. Why can't we?
Because they haven't designed it that way.
So stupid.
Need some feedback. Bitches, get on the ball here.
We're going to send them a letter.
All right. Next still.
Is it always illegal to kill a woman? Pitney Bowes postage meter. So she's very angry or she's defiant and he's angry. Okay. So that probably was an early version of, I don't know if you've ever worked in an office where you have like a mail processing, it's a mail meter. So you basically nowadays you load it up with money so that you can send out letters. And so I don't know why is it always illegal to kill it? It's not, I don't know. I don't get the joke. Maybe it's because she doesn't know how to use it and she was spending too much money while she...
I think the purpose was like in the case of the ad is like, oh, she screwed up, so she deserves to be killed.
She spent all the money on the postage meter.
And they're just trying to like it's sarcastically says it's sometimes okay to kill your wife over dumb shit she does.
So those old postage meters, if you saw it, put the picture up again. It's like you have to use the dial to dial in the postage, and then you got billed monthly because the Pitney Bowes guy would come monthly and check the meter to see how many things were used. So it was like a crank. If you see it down there, it was so into the 90s when I was working, they still had the Pitney Bowes guys come and read the meter.
Mhm.
Nowadays, you can do it because it's all Wi-Fi and stuff. So I don't know if that just means she didn't know what she was doing and she like cranked it 8,000 times and now like you have this huge bill for your postage meter. That's the only thing I can think of.
Yeah.
All right, what's the next one?
Wow.
Yeah.
It's nice
Okay,
to
hold
have a
on.
girl around the house.
Oh, this is crazy. So Legs is pantyhose, but this is Mr. Legs slacks. So I think maybe Legs was trying to veer into like the men's world, and I guess
Hold women down in some
I
weird way.
guess I don't know. What the hell? Where did
My God.
Yeah, so where I got them, it's easy to find them.
and these were real? That's what it
That's the worst, man. Like,
You'll never see
All
that
right.
nowadays.
Oh,
Hell
hell
no.
no.
no, it'd be the woman standing on the man. We've gone the complete 180.
He gets to
It's
boot
misandry now.
the
It's not
balls.
misogyny.
Right, it's misandry. Go gay girls are discovered first.
Oh my
What? I want the go gay. What is this? Is just hairspray, right?
It's some sort of product. Yeah, so yeah, definitely for hair. I'm gonna guess it's hairspray.
Yeah,
of some
it's
sort.
hairspray. Helene Curtis, they're Salon Selective, so maybe Go Gay got changed to Salon Selectives because of being
term gay?
Yeah, gay is
Even though gay means happy.
yeah.
it's
That's
like
why.
often used.
So they
for
probably changed
derogatory
it
purposes.
to from Go Gay to Salon Selectives, like in the 80s, probably because that looks like a early 70s ad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's trying to say like do your hair and you'll find a man.
Yeah, Go Gay.
yeah, that was
but they
common.
maybe now they're like, oh, we can't call our thing Go Gay because
Could
oof,
just said go happy, but you know.
be happy. No, they tried to sound a little bit more sophisticated, like Salon Selectives, which actually smells really good. So when I saw that they had the like different scents, I get. So I don't use Salon Selectives. I'm not promoting Salon Selectives, but I get it. I understand.
Not sponsored by Salon
Not
Selective.
sponsored by Salon
Not
Selectives.
sponsored by any of this shit.
Do you guys remember? Oh shit! Do you remember those commercials where they were? I forgot. Was it Salon Selectives where they had the bottle of shampoo and they're like, "I'm going to try this bottle of shampoo," and this was the late '90s, and she's in there going, "Oh, yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Oh.
yes."
Well, you know what? They still have like very risque commercials. So the ones like the trimmers,
Oh yeah.
and they use the
Oh, yeah.
bushes instead. Yeah.
But I remember that commercial. I was, a young adult when it came out, and herbal essences. That's what it was. Herbal. I'm trying the herbal essences of shampoo, and you hear, and then
Yeah.
she comes out flipping her hair. Yes, yes.
Yeah, and then also
Remember that.
the body spray. He's like, the guy's like,
He's like,
yeah.
Axe. It was Axe, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, Axe
Yeah.
spray it and then like they're supposed to come. Wasn't that actually on the advertisement too? Like something about like you'll attract women with it or something.
I'm sure.
Oh.
See if we can find an Axe one.
I'm just trying to see if
Uh-oh.
Yeah, there's the one with the trimmer nowadays where it's like the guy and it has like two small versions of him and they have long hair. And, like,
No, what?
like other guys like have the same thing. It's like it's always like the main person, like two little ones, but the other ones have no hair. And it was supposed to be, and then like he's in like a pool in like a jacuzzi and like their heads pop up. It's supposed to be your balls. And it's supposed to be like shaving your balls. So his
Shaving
hair,
balls?
his balls were hairy, and everybody else's was shaved. And then he, shaved it.
Have you seen those Lumi commercials right now? It's like deodorant, but like it's meant for all over. And
I
she's
hate
doing
those
yoga.
commercials.
Oh my god. She's doing yoga and like lifts her leg and it's like, oh,
Pits, underboob, bifold. Oh God, I see that commercial so many times. I hate it.
oh my god.
But
I
Shannon
don't even
did
know.
say that stuff works. She said but it's expensive. She's tried it like a sample and says it does work. But
So like new deodorants are coming out now because Lumi's hitting the market so hard. I know that Dove came out with one and Secret that you can spray anywhere and he has one that's like that too. I think it was made by Nivea, where you can use it on your body, like not just in your pits. You can put it, if you want to down there too, you can, and it smells pretty good. I don't think the Nivea one, because I don't think it has whatever the antiperspirant is, it doesn't work as well in your underarms. But like if you just want something to help keep you less sweaty in other areas, I don't think it's that bad. But like I wouldn't just use it as your primary underarm deodorant.
right.
This is not sponsored by Nivea or Lumi. What did you find? He's looking for something.
I'm just kind of browsing right now, but here's one for KFC.
Okay, he's got one for KFC. I don't even want to know.
Oh boy.
Make sure I get this big enough to look at.
3.1 million views.
Well, of course. Curiosity kills the cat.
I don't know.
Skipper, let's see what the Colonel got you.
Yeah. A KFC $5 fill-up? Yes! With popcorn chicken that's made
Oh,
with
this is
one
gonna
piece
go
of
bad.
chicken. Not like those nuggets that come in funny shapes.
Did you like it?
I got one too!
Look at Santa in the background.
This is the best Christmas ever.
And honey, the Colonel didn't leave us out.
She liked it, right?
Oh, it's the Colonel and stuck in the chimney.
It's a great home-cooked meal that we don't have to home-cook.
Well, well, well. Now I don't know who to jack off to.
Oh,
What?
Jack After? What the fuck was
What
that?
does that mean?
Like, we gotta go back.
Norm
What was that?
McDonald.
Well, well, well. Now I don't know who to jack off to.
I don't get it.
What?
The fuck was that?
Did you see that pillow? It said finger licking good.
Well, of course.
Oh, that's so great. All right, I need more information on that.
I have to research that one.
I
Maybe
don't
you
know
can do
who to
that.
jack off to. and Norm McDonald as
I
Colonel.
love all the Colonels. Like they've had multiple Colonels and they've been so funny.
Yeah, yeah.
So here's another
Is this
Oh,
old dick?
old dick, and they got a chick eating it.
You'll
also
love old
like
dick.
Pot O' Honey.
Oh honey, oh honey. I used to actually eat those.
I've had those before, but I've never had old dick.
Yes, you have.
Oh,
Yours is not old; it's vintage.
It's old and moldy.
oldie. Don't say that. You need some
Now
of
we
that
have-
spray then.
Men are better than women.
But look at the guys with the chick on the rope.
Oh, and he's holding her by like the tiniest rope ever.
Jesus.
So indoors, women are useful, even pleasant.
For sweaters. That was an ad for sweaters.
Right. Yeah. It's for like the simplest things. They just like, it's almost like, obviously, if you watch something like Mad Men, you kind of see some of the weird process behind some of the thinking.
Yeah,
about
they're
it.
all drunk, laying around, and they're like, "I got a great idea."
Yeah.
I did like Mad Men. I did like that show a lot. I still do. I haven't watched it in a while, but I've rewatched it many times.
I haven't
All right,
seen
now
the
what do you
whole
have?
thing, but I've seen like the first 2 seasons maybe or something like that.
Oh, it gets so good.
Okay, so this is the original Calgon.
Ancient Chinese secret.
Oh no.
This I remember. Because this played in the 80s too.
How do you get shirts so clean, Mr. Lee?
Ancient Chinese secret.
My husband, some hotshot. Here's his ancient Chinese secret. New improved Calgon. Calgon's 2 water softeners soften wash water so detergents clean better. In hardest water, Calgon helps detergents get laundry up to 30%.
Maybe I need some
clean.
Calgon.
We need more Calgon. Ancient Chinese secret, huh?
Calgon helps detergents get laundry up to 30% cleaner.
We have hard water here. Like really, like our water hard. No, you can even see it like on our spigots and stuff. You'll see like the minerals and stuff building up. I wonder if Calgon would be good. Okay. Hold on, I gotta look. Does Calgon even exist anymore? I need the ancient Chinese secret.
See, I know
Uh-oh.
I didn't find that bad. That
You know they would never do that though.
Well, no, but see, here's the thing, and I
because
think
it's stereotypical, a Chinese laundry.
I was talking to Neko the other day about
True.
growing up in Colorado when I was younger, and I actually honestly believe this. Growing up, you can play with kids that are different colors, different sexes than you, and you really don't think about the color of skin or anything. You're just having fun playing.
Right.
I used to play with black kids all the time. But then through my parents, because obviously they grew up at a different age when, segregation was there, or at least the end of it, they start teaching you mannerisms and teaching you like, oh my God, the black people are moving in next door. So you start learning these things about racist thought processes and sexism and stuff.
Yeah.
And so like a lot of it is just inherently taught like, oh, you shouldn't trust them, And so like if one bad thing happens with like a black person, whether he steals your bike or something, then automatically you're supposed to think that every part of the person that's in that race does this.
Yeah.
And so part of it's just people being taught these terrible things and this terrible thought ideologies. And it's like, it makes no sense. And so, of course, now we have people on the other end of the spectrum who think they think everything is offensive. So like they can't handle that. There is some middle ground. There is context that's involved. When I watched that commercial as a kid, I'm not thinking about stereotypes. I'm just thinking about how funny the fucking commercial is about the secret Chinese stuff.
Yeah.
Now, certainly there are people who are going to look at that that are older at the time and say, oh, this is crazy stereotypical. But again, I don't think it's done in any harmful way. It was just them trying to be funny with their ad. Granted, some of the shit that we've seen with the pictures and all this other stuff, that's a bit more rough, and that's stuff that shouldn't exist. But
Calgon is still around. You can even get it at Walmart. I need the ancient Chinese secret. I'm not kidding, because I feel like
okay.
Hard water. It changes your clothes. It ruins your clothes, and it also like if you have like a white shirt or something, it'll start getting like real dingy looking really quickly. It'll start looking gray, and I know we have hard water because I'm always constantly like we have one of those like fountain kind of faucets in our bathroom, and you can see like the lime scale kind of like building up, and I have to like at least once a week take a Mr. Clean eraser and like really get in there to get the white marks off of it.
Yeah.
I am like mind blown. I need some fucking Calgon. Sorry. Go ahead, get back to the offensive. This is
blow in your face and she'll follow you anywhere.
What the fuck?
Hit her with tangy cherry.
Yeah.
Or rich grapey, burgundy, or blueberry. It's wild. It's new. It's different. This is where all the Black and Mild Boys came from.
That ad, like, remember, I know growing up when it said like somebody, if they blew smoke in your face, meant they wanted to have sex with you.
Maybe that's what their whole agenda was then.
That might be what that means too.
Mm-hmm.
Like it might be if it's a different kind of cigarette, it's offensive because they blew in your face. But this one smells good, so sure.
Yeah,
it smells like cherries. So I'll just
you can have mine.
Well, we all remember the classic, Sean Connery, James Bond mode where he slaps the chick on the ass.
It's man talk.
Man talk, baby. All right, what do we got here?
Wow.
Show her it's a man's world.
Wow.
For men only. Man talking power packed patterns. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Dude, there's some doozies in here, man. Let's see. Oh yeah, this was one of these really fucking weird ones. I don't know where the fuck they were going with this, but
yeah, I'm gonna give you a licking. But that just
Exactly.
sounds bad.
Exactly. It's about spankings, but the way that it comes across, I'm just like, oh boy.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
The system of a child, even up to 9 and 11, is still not an adult system, is still too delicate for a strong adult laxative. This is a fucking laxative ad.
Well, I don't know because
No, I'm reading it. It says,
I get that, but Tony's right though. This is a lick back then was considered a spanking.
oh, I know that. But they're doing a whole spanking advertisement for a laxative.
Yeah, that just doesn't make it sound even better.
Right.
Jesus.
Children need gentle laxatives as I beat them.
Yeah. Well,
Jesus.
why is he taking a laxative? What did he do that daddy hit him beforehand? And now he's
Poop
taking a
his pants,
laxative.
maybe.
Yeah, maybe he's so scared he won't shit because daddy's like beating him.
Beat the shit out of you. That's what they're doing.
Oh God. There's so many like layers to that.
Yeah, right?
Oh
Jesus.
my. All right. Uh-oh. I love a super sexist KFC commercial.
Well, she's all you ever want. She's the kind that likes to fly and take to dinner. Well, she always knows a place. She's got style. She's got grace. She's a winner. She's a lady.
Oh, I've changed that water bottle many times.
She's a lady. Talking about the
At least someone knows how to treat you right. Fresh off the griddle, the Barbecue Rancher range.
I
from
thought those were
KFC.
kebabs at first.
She's a lady. Oh, she's a lady.
Mhm.
God. Men are
Oh.
scum.
They are. Shit like that happens for real.
Scum of the
In
earth.
2024.
I know.
Still. Even now, like,
Well, but you know what though? There are some chicks out there. If you hold the door open for them, they get mad at you.
no, I hold the door for anyone because it's polite.
No, I'm just saying.
And if
there are
someone holds
chicks
the
out
door
there.
for me, I say thank you.
In fact, there's a funny video where this guy, black dude, is walking into a building. This chick's right behind him, white chick, of course.
Oh, of course.
Opens the door
Stupid
for
white
her.
people.
She goes in, but doesn't say thank you. So he comes back in, he takes her gently by the hand, pulls her back out of the building, walks in, closes the door behind him. He said, "Fuck that bitch. You're not gonna say thank you? Okay."
It is a weird thing right now, like, because I am glad that all these things have happened where women have been given like better rights. Like, there wasn't protections for equal pay for equal work for years. I mean, it was like the 90s when it actually turned into like a federal law. Women couldn't get loans or anything. It would be at the discretion of the banks in the 70s without like a husband or a father co-signing, like trying to open a bank account. So all these things that we've done as, you know, the first wave of feminism was important because what the fuck? If I was a single woman and I was an adult, I feel like I have the right to open a credit card or open a bank account, et cetera, et cetera. But now I feel like this most recent wave of feminism is not about like, let's make it as equal as possible. These women want to be treated better
Special.
or special. And that blows my mind because like, I think it's important that we recognize, yeah, it was really, really misogynistic.
Mhm.
Misogyny. I'm trying to think of like the
Misogynistic.
correct way to say it. There was a lot of misogyny.
Oh yeah.
And men were like, you know, they're the breadwinner. They're the ones but when you have, I remember reading an article and I was thinking about going into working as an overhead lineman. And I thought it would be a great job for me because I'm not afraid of heights. But there is a literal, like, you have to be able to dig a 6-foot hole because for poles and stuff. Nowadays, we have like all kinds of digging equipment, but you have to be able to do it manually in a certain amount of time. And I said to him, I was like, how the fuck am I going to do that or even practice to dig a 6-foot hole? But there, I read this article about the very first overhead lineman who was a line woman in the 70s. And she's like, she fought tooth and nail because she's like, I am a single mother now. I have 2 kids. I want a union job too, motherfucker. Let me try. And they let her try and she was okay. So like,
Yeah.
so things like that were tough. But nowadays, it feels like these women are doing a 180, and instead of like being okay, I'm trying to earn my seat at the table, they're trying to like turn men into like idiots. And that's not fair at all. Like, you can't just be on one hand say respect me, but then disrespect your counterpart. Like, there's no way I would ever be like, oh, look at my husband, he's an idiot, he can't change a light bulb, ha ha ha, because that's exactly what was going on for years with women. And that is, look at the butt of all these like dad sitcoms, and look at they portray men like they can't handle anything.
Yeah.
It's really not fair.
No, I agree. And
This is a little-
I
little
always
hot
hold
take.
the door open for women. Even men, I hold it open. It's just courtesy, you know.
Correct.
I agree.
And
Yeah,
I will be the person though. Like if I hold a door open for like somebody and they don't say anything, thank you, I go, you're welcome.
Yeah.
I am that person.
You really will. Fuck you.
Well, fuck you very much.
I find people just, and you know, maybe it's because we live in Baltimore and we do see like the dregs of society at times, like the way people act on all levels. I'm talking, we're getting out of here very soon. We're getting the fuck out of Dodge. Now listen, if you got me that, I'd have that face too. I will. I'd be like, sweet.
A woman that appreciates a good machine.
So that's something too. Like we usually need a new vacuum. If I were to buy a vacuum, it wouldn't be for Shayna, it'd be for us. But if you get a woman an appliance, it sounds sexist. But what if they just really like baking?
I've been dying for one of those. I want a stand-up mixer. We have the tiniest kitchen though, so like, where the fuck would I put it? So, like,
She needs like a literal island.
Dude, we have been talking about moving like in a very serious tone these last couple of weeks, and I know you've heard about the Key Bridge falling down, right? Like, it's national news. We live literally right next to the bridge, so now my commute to work. That used to take me
took her 2 hours to get home.
2 hours last night. A 30-minute commute that is now 2 hours. In the mornings it's not so bad because I usually leave by like 6 o'clock, and I even bumped my time to 6:30. I used to go at 7 already, so I bumped it to 6:30. I work 9.5 hours, sometimes 10 hours a day, so I'm still leaving at the heart of rush hour. So we have 2 tunnels that are like connecting one side, or I can go like all the way around, but that would take me 2 hours anyway.
Yeah.
The tunnels there, you're at the point of no return when you get to the tunnel because there's no exits to get anywhere. There was a disabled vehicle in the tunnel, so I got onto where the tunnel is and I sat for over an hour because they were trying to get around the disabled vehicle. We're moving. And I'm getting, this is the first time, and I've only been here like 8-9 months at this place, and been working my tail off. And then I can throw in like where trust me. Anyway, I have always had a hybrid job though for the last 10 years before COVID. Like it blows people's mind. I'm like, they're out there. You trust me. So for me to be in the office every single day has been hurting my soul, but I committed to this job and I committed to this project and I've been putting in the time. So now I tell them, I get in at 6:30. I'm not staying 1 second after 4 o'clock.
Right.
I leave at 4 and it's taking me until 6 o'clock to get home. I can't handle it anymore.
Go back to bed and then do it all again.
Exactly. So point of that being, when we move, we're gonna have a big ass kitchen so I can have my stand-up mixer and I can make that face when he gives it to me for my birthday and I go,
it's your birthday.
Even if he whoa.
Women will be permitted to go outside on their own.
I don't know. Whoa.
Oh shit. Oh my god. If you're a woman who would like to
Oh.
go outside but are having trouble understanding this simple message, please ask your husband to explain it to you.
I don't understand. Please explain it to me. I'm only allowed to go to the hairdresser in the supermarket.
I'm only disappointed that Shane is not here to experience this fun.
She'd probably be like, I go wherever the fuck I want to go. I'm going to go to the pool hall. So fuck y'all and the bar. I'm going to do everything a man does.
She wouldn't do it without me, though.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I used to be a little bit more.
Guys are.
That's what I was going to say. I used to be a little bit more brazen when I was younger, but especially where we live too, it's gotten a little bit more out of hand that I don't do a lot of things without him because he's like, I'm 5'2", he's 6 foot. So having a big towering man next to me kind of eliminates a lot of trouble. Even he's the biggest, sweetest teddy bear. But if you see a big man, you're not going to start dicking around. Oh, tell him that story about us, or I'll tell while you're looking for your next thing. We went to a show in like deep into the city and we had to park maybe 2 blocks away. Not a far walk at all. And it was a paid parking lot. Like this was not like we're just parking on some random corner down the alley. We are walking to our parking spot and he like grabs me and he says, there is someone behind our car. And he's like, don't say anything, don't look, don't do anything, just keep walking. And the dude like ducked down like behind our car. And I just have a feeling he was in the parking lot, like just trying door handles to see if people left their cars unlocked.
Either that or waiting for someone,
someone like me. If I was by myself, he would probably be like, easy target, I'll steal her purse.
Keep in mind, like,
yeah,
I was backed in and there's like a small retaining wall. So there's not much space. So like the guy is directly behind the car tying his shoe. Now I know this trick because I used to steal car stereos when I was younger, like an idiot. So I know how that works when someone's actually walking up on you and you're trying to do nefarious things that you're acting like you're doing something else.
Yeah.
So I knew that this guy was pretending to tie his shoe to make it look like he wasn't scoping people out. So obviously when I walked around the car and she was at her door, he kind of got up and walked away, but I knew what his intentions were. I just was wary. I saw who he was.
And a lot of the metal shows that we go to, especially for smaller bands, they're not in like big venues where there's like a parking garage. You have to go where they are. And there's another place it's a shithole and you're in the middle of a shithole city. And if you don't get there and park in that like specific parking lot that holds like 12 cars and you don't get there early enough, you are parking in the ghetto and then you have to walk the ghetto to this place. And even the houses that are behind them, they have their own like private parking lot too, and they have signs like, we will tow your ass if you try, because they know like the club there.
Yeah,
so that like one little block is okay, but you go 2 blocks up and you park, you'll be lucky if you get your car without, fucking we just started Ubering because we're like, why do we want to try to find a place to park?
Yeah.
So anyway, that was kind of depressing, but that's another good thing to say. Like, yeah, women need men. No women want to say that.
Each other.
We need each other. That's my feminist stance. The French martini.
Yeah, I don't really know if this is just because she's what is she dumping into it?
It's a couple of drops of cognac on top.
Okay, so I mean, it could be seen as sexist, but this is kind of tame.
This is more like sexy. She's
right.
Trying to be like the sexy woman.
High elevated shit here.
That's the highbrow.
Yeah,
I love these. You mean so look, this was like the first invention of a screw cap for ketchup?
Switchy top. Without a blade or bottle opener or even a husband.
Give me like 12 packs of these.
Oh my god.
Because that probably was pretty ingenious back in the day, because my mom told me like even
it's ingenious, but the way that they put it across is ridiculous.
Yeah.
My mom told me like even beer back in the day when they came out with the pull tops, it was like game changing because you used to have what she calls a church key, but it's like a bottle opener that you like stab to open up cans of beer. And I can't even imagine trying to have ketchup that you can't reseal. And it's in like one of those cans that you have to like use a can opener, like pop it open. That's insane.
Yeah.
All right, your thoughts on sexism, Mr. Tony of the Dead?
Oh, I agree with everything you're
true at all,
saying,
yeah.
though. I agree with everything you're saying. Shayna does give me the bottle a lot, though, to open.
I do too. If my hands
I'll
are
do
like,
that.
if I'm feeling a little weak, I'll be like,
Yeah, could you imagine me just turning her saying, you know what, figure it out, bitch. I gotta help you out.
so there was this.
She'd be like, okay, you're not gonna get fed tonight. How you like that?
Yeah, right.
No food for you, motherfucker.
Right?
It's funny
There
though.
was this-
Sometimes though, she'll give me. She's trying to open, so she's like, "Here, you do it." And I go, open right up, and how the hell do you do that? I said, "You loosened it for me."
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
That was sweet.
She
How
didn't though.
nice.
She didn't. She just can't open it. She's
I
weak.
can't type. I don't take dictation.
Oh, you do take
I
dictation.
won't sharpen pencils. I can't file. My boss calls me indispensable.
Miss Jones,
Just a minute.
will you make a copy of this?
Naturally.
I knew it.
I
Ooh,
pushed
first
the button
copier.
on the Xerox 914.
You go, girl.
I make perfect copies of whatever my boss needs by just
Man can't
turning a
handle
knob
that.
and pushing a button. Anything he can see, I can copy in black and white on ordinary paper. And am I fast? I can make 7 copies in minutes. By the way, I never need wet chemicals. My 914 is a dry machine, powder dry. Sometimes my boss asks me which is the original, and sometimes I don't know. Here, Mr. Smith, I'm going to lunch with Mother.
This was great.
Oh my god.
Do you remember though, like when they were first making duplicators? Like Xerox is the first one to come out with the dry copy machine, but they had dittos, and it was that purple color, and it had ink, and you had to like manually crank it to make duplication. So it was almost like you had the ink in the crank, and then they got better. They were like more manual, but you had to actually put ink into it. And as they came out, they were still wet, and they had this distinct smell, but it was not black and white. It was purple and white. Am I the only one who remembers this? Maybe it's because I'm a woman, because like that's something that you end up having to do.
This type of technology I remember is the Atari.
The Atari.
I don't remember the copier like that. Oh, they had a shake wake back then too.
Let's give a big hand job.
Oh my
I want the
god.
fucking shake weight. Shake yourself into perfection.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Look at it. She knows. She knows how it goes.
Ooh, actually, I am not trying to be like dirty, even though it is, but like I can feel my triceps getting a workout by doing this. Hey, baby.
Well, we can put you to work.
All of a sudden, this video has like
This
a
is so
million
bad.
views.
This is bad.
It's the happiest
Oh,
fly from the
Jesus.
ground up.
They're children.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I was talking about. Like some of this stuff really borders on pedo stuff.
Yeah.
That's just terrible, terrible marketing. Who thought that shit up?
Oh Jesus!
Why does she have a black eye?
Look at it. It says, us Tarantine smokers would rather fight than switch, but obviously it makes it look like she's been a victim of domestic abuse.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Join the is Tarryton even still a cigarette anymore? The activated charcoal filter
never heard of
works
it.
with the white filter to actually improve the flavor of the fine tobaccos.
It makes a difference so you can taste in the smoke. Yeah.
Okay. She got beat because she didn't get her husband the correct cigarettes.
That's how I took it.
That's what it looks like.
Ooh. Is it a complete
Chest feels?
It's called chest feels.
Oh my god.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
I didn't know cigarettes were so like sexual.
Now this one's probably pretty
Oh,
accurate,
yeah.
so I'm going to defend this next one.
Oh,
Your wife will drive home. One of the best reasons to owning a Volkswagen.
you know, I have never come home with a car that looked like that ever.
No, but you have like said I hit your car.
I
Even though it
barely
wasn't-
tapped it.
Right, but you were so paranoid about it.
I was not even going to tell him. So my car, it doesn't have the beep beep. You
It
know,
has
the
a
when you
camera,
back
but it
up, it
doesn't
has a
beep.
camera, but it doesn't have the beep beep. And we have a tandem driveway.
Yeah.
And we both, because we have an alleyway, so we both back in, and I'm backing in. I'm backing in, and I'm backing in, and I want to make sure that I'm in enough so that if we want to shut the gate, we can. And I just tapped his
tip,
car,
tip.
and I'm like, he's gonna know. He's gonna know. I was not gonna tell him, and I was like, I'm so sorry. And he's like, I knew it. I knew it.
We come close to hitting the car. We have our driveway, and we park one car on the top and the other one on like behind it. And sometimes I'm like, usually Shayna drives. She asks, "Would you drive?" I'll say, "Yeah," but like if she doesn't, I'm not gonna drive. And sometimes I wish I did though. But like she pull in, and like she pulls up so fast, and it's like one of these when we stop. And I'm like, "Oh my god!" When
It's
you
like
get
Ace
out,
Ventura.
yeah, when you get out though, there's like 2-3 feet away, but like from the perspective, it looks like we almost just hit the fucking car. So
Like a glove.
like a glove.
Broomsticks. There's a lot more.
There's a lot of broomsticks right there. Dude, how tight are those pants?
Looks like
How did people in the 70s breathe?
I don't know. Why does she look like Joan Jett?
She does.
Oh
She
my
knows what she
God.
has to do when those pants comes off. That's what's
I
going on.
love rock and roll.
I love sucking cock.
I was gonna say that. Should have load on your face now, baby.
Oh my God.
Oh
Let's
yeah.
take it on tour, Tony.
Take it on tour.
6 ways to turn her on.
That would turn me on too. All of them. And I've owned.
Isn't that like a curler thing?
So
Mm.
I had the Clairol True to Light 3 makeup mirror. It was great. It like flipped colors. I don't even know if it meant that. Actually, I inherited it from my grandmother after she passed, and I was like maybe 12. And what do you know, like when you're 12 and you say, is there anything that you want that's your grandmother's? And I'm like, I want her makeup mirror. Like, but I would always play with it. I'm talking from like little to when she passed, and it changed colors. Like all the lights was like blue, purple, green, pink. So I wanted that fucking mirror for some reason. That would be wow.
I didn't think of burning my bra until I discouraged me. No, what the?
Oh my
Anything's
God.
possible when you learn to handle Smirnoff.
So what does that mean? Date rape?
I don't know. I think the biggest thing about this is probably that she's not wearing a bra, so like it just comes off as too sexy or something. I don't know.
No, the big bra burning thing in the late 60s.
What's feminism?
Yeah. So this is like I'm taking off my bra.
Her independence, I guess.
I'm drinking Smirnoff. Look at me. I'm an independent woman.
Smirnoff is good though.
It is. I do like that. Oh my God.
Loaded. Don't take chances with pickups.
Loose women may also be with disease.
VD is not
Loaded.
victory.
Loaded with. Oh my God.
Yeah.
This is great.
VD is not victory. Yeah, that definitely was like probably from World War II.
It has to be.
Yeah.
Don't just have sex because you're a sailor and you need to get laid while you've been gone for 2 years.
No, I don't see the problem with this one. Come on now.
If he discovers you're still taking chances on getting flat stale coffee, we
be
unto you.
For today, there's a sure and certain way to test for freshness before you buy.
So she's getting spanked by daddy or her husband for
bad
bringing home
coffee.
bad coffee.
I need the perfect coffee bean.
She probably brought it home on purpose like that so she could get spanked.
I think you're right.
Me too.
You're onto
It's
something.
probably the ploy.
Nowadays, I think if you had that ad, it would be split down the middle. People would be like, I like that. like, I like being spanked.
It's
That'd
just a
be me.
fetish. Come on now.
Yeah, I brought it home on purpose. Spank me, daddy.
Whoops. Oh no.
Oops, I fell over.
I'm a bad girl. Oh Jesus.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's nothing else to it. Most flavorful Chiquita.
Good bananas.
That looked like my first blowjob. When I told her I was going to come. What? That's a true story, too.
I'm glad you clarified that because I thought maybe you're the one giving the blowjob. So.
Oh my god.
No, haven't done that yet.
Yeah.
Maybe next week. Maybe next week.
Maybe next week.
Maybe.
Anyway.
Up off your knees, girls. Shine on vinyl. The no wax floor is here.
I actually dig those groovy patterns. I like the one on the end. Get off your knees, girl.
I get it. They're on their hands and knees cleaning, but it just doesn't sound like that.
Girls, just get off your hands and knees.
Yeah, it's just the wording is just beautiful.
Uh-oh.
Sabrina demonstrates the world's finest projection equipment.
Projection equipment. Her boobs.
Oh, there's a projector down there. Okay.
Yeah, you're right. Dude, I mean, that is like some serious bra action going on there.
Oh, God, that thing had to be painful to wear.
I mean, it's literally like the cones,
It's like...
Yeah. Body cones.
Oh, this one's going to be bad.
Oh, no.
Just fair warning.
Oh. Wow.
Why doesn't your mama wash you with fairy soap?
You're right.
Cover over black.
Oh my god. That's meant to be like a cute thing, a kid thinking that kid's dirty because they weren't taught racism.
Right.
But
advertisers are racist.
Built into it, yeah.
And then they're painting them white.
Exactly.
Wow.
That one was bad.
That was rough.
That was
rough.
That was worse than Chiquita.
Yeah, right. All right.
Oh Jesus.
Is yours?
It's yours with this quick, fresh lift. 7-Up.
Need alley oop. We're bowling and we're getting her from behind. Is that what's happening?
I guess.
Does the bowling ball feel heavier than it did minutes ago? Quick, bring on the 7-Up. Here's brand new energy in just 2 to 6 minutes. Is that how long you're gonna last, dude?
I can't. I don't want to show this one.
Oh no. Do it.
Oh my god.
Oh. Oh god.
Dude! Oh my god. It's so painfully obvious, dude. Like, really?
The world's smartest shirts.
Wow.
God.
What year? Does it have a year on it?
This one, I don't know. Definitely has to be 50s or 60s.
It's gotta be.
Yeah, it's bad. That's bad.
Jesus.
Okay.
You're saving the best for last, apparently.
Chubby sizes are hard to find. Our kids' clothes are made for mothers. This poor girl, she's not even chubby.
Right.
No.
So they just make it out to be
18 and a half to 16 and a half. Okay.
Well, our kids' clothes are made for mothers. What is that supposed to mean? Like,
I don't know.
It
Pop it back up again.
I have to go fetch it again.
Oh, don't. Okay, it's fine. Don't fetch it. Maybe it just means like because kids' clothes were like.
Well, they didn't. Did they really have like paternity clothes back then?
No, that's a child. That is supposed to be
I
a
get
child.
That, but isn't that what they're referencing?
No, that is supposed to be a child. So I'm assuming nowadays there's like a whole spectrum of you've got children's sizes, junior sizes, Mrs. sizes, women's sizes in the women's world. And, like my niece is 13 right now, but she's very tall and leggy, so she can fit into some women's sizes because of her length, but like she'll hit junior sizes because she's real slender. I'm guessing if you were a chubby child back in the day, once you hit the end of the children's sizes, you would be like forced to wear women's sizes. But if you're like in 5th grade and you have to wear women's sizes and you're wearing like a library looking outfit to school, you might have been getting made fun of. So they were trying to show like, oh, look, this is a little girl's dress and she's fat. That's what it looked like to me.
We got a couple more stills, and then we got some more commercials.
Oh,
to get
Jesus
to,
Christ. He's like really laying it on. I'm feeling like.
Does it make you feel dirty?
It does make me feel dirty.
Bird?
Because I feel like nowadays, clearly, a lot of this would not go.
But see, here's the thing. Like, you look at this stuff, right? And we look where we are now, despite all the PC stuff, like, we are in such a better spot now than we ever were. You just judging by this shit that we're seeing.
Oh yeah.
Like, this stuff is just deplorable.
Yeah, and it's like the one with the 4 out of 5 men with the choose the shirts, and it's like you put a native guy
for every
on there.
person that says like we've got issues today, which in some cases we do, it's not like that.
No,
you know what I mean?
We're not being outwardly horrible.
Right.
Gee, how to keep English keep dry.
So she's just covering him and not herself.
Oh, that's nice. Not only makes a better Bloody Mary, it makes a better everything. Gin Bloody Mary. I've never put gin in a Bloody Mary. Have you?
I don't drink Bloody Marys. So.
Dude, I love them, but like I'm old now, so I get the whole like acid reflux. So if I drink too many, I'm like, oh.
This last one, like I literally want to go to the person that created this and punch him right in the fucking dick
no,
because it's bad.
Loves baby soft because innocence is sexier than you think. Oh Jesus!
Right
now, is this a child or is this a woman made up to look like a child?
Probably a woman, but the insinuation is there.
I used to use Love's Baby Soft when I was a like preteen. It was a big deal. It smelled like bubblegum.
Well, the issue isn't the product really; it's the fucking advertising.
Yeah, like a little teddy bear.
Yeah. Yeah, it's made look
look at me.
And
I'm childlike.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, that was some bad shit.
So clearly, we've gotten well away from that, and I mean, this kind of brings up like I don't want to say sex trafficking, but like we've become very cognizant of like children's images and likenesses out there because there are crazy ass fucking people who will try to. And I hope like how old are your kids?
10 and the other one's going to be 5 in a few months.
All right, so 5 is definitely too young to even like he doesn't have a phone or anything, right? Like the 5-year-old. No. But like 10, you start thinking, all right, they can probably have a phone or a tablet, especially if like you don't have a house phone and you're like, okay, well, I want my kid to be able to use a phone in case he needs me, blah, blah, blah.
The only problem with that these days is that they don't keep it just for that. They get on it too much that takes away from
that was like kind of the road I was going to go down to. Like, does your 10-year-old have a phone or a tablet?
He has a tablet, but like he's like every autistic kid, they all have tablets. So
he's looking for more entertainment for himself more than anything.
He doesn't really watch videos on it. He watches he watches game shows all the time.
Well, on his tablet, I'm his best friend.
He mostly does GarageBand, and it's annoying as fuck because he'll like find a sound like he records off TV, and he just keeps on pushing the buttons and so like he doesn't like watch TikTok or any of that stuff.
Well, that's the one, I guess, concern as a parent. Like, if you have a child who is on TikTok, it's people can contact them. So, like, you don't want to have to ban a kid from enjoying something because they're just like, I just want to watch my game shows or I just want to play my games. But there are creeps out there, and like, I don't even know how you would begin to protect your kid unless you ban everything off of their phone or their tablet. Like, your kid is just trying to play a game or trying to watch a movie or whatever, and then or they're on TikTok or Instagram just looking at pictures of things that they like, and then there's some creeper sneaking in being like, hey buddy, I'm your best friend. And it happens. We watched a whole thing about child trafficking and how there's like secret code words that they do to get kids to do things that they want and to send pictures, and then those pictures end up in these places where they're able to sell them to people, and they call it cheese pizza instead of child porn. Yeah, it's really creepy, and you're like, okay, my kid is innocent and just wants to, but it's really easy to like influence a kid. It really is.
Yeah.
So it's got to be terrifying as a parent right now, because the only way you're going to 100% not allow something to happen is to cut them off from the world until they're older. But you don't want to do that because you're like, this is just them trying to play a game.
Yeah, they don't like have any social media stuff. Like my younger one watches YouTube, but like he'll watch like Ryan's World and like all those
Oh,
other like
Ryan.
weird shit. But like even like I limit that, and he's into like Dead by Daylight, and I have to
What is
limit that
that?
too.
It's
A
a
horror
horror
video
indie
game.
It's good.
Yeah, but
I
like
know Tony likes it.
he's been watching those, and I'll be like, all right, you shouldn't be watching this now. You know, I'm glad you're not afraid, but. And then he'll watch like people do videos like Hello Neighbor. And I'd be like, you can't watch this. And he's like, why not? It's just, he goes, it's just a game. He knows. I go, but this is a neighbor kidnapping a kid. I go, that can really happen to you.
And it's scary. Yeah.
In fact, last night, this morning, I should say, he woke up and he goes, I had a bad dream. I said, what happened? And he dreamt of Hello Neighbor and like this like thing, and except it was his grandparents. And they were yelling in his face and all that. And I said, that's because you're watching this stuff I tell you not to watch. Like I can't, it's hard to see everything they're watching, but I'm like, usually like I hear it because he blasts it. I'll hear it. I'm like, what is this crap? Turn it off. And he goes to something else. But yeah, it's scary. It's really scary. I'm very weary of, is that the word? I'm very weary about like leery about what who my kids are interacting with, even with teachers and stuff, because you never know. You know, so
I just think it's crazy.
Stress factor.
I can imagine, like, as a parent right now, it's crazy. We didn't have that, constant communication in our hand as children. Obviously, like I've said before, I know I've watched a lot of movies when I was way too young, but that's me sitting in my basement at my parents' house watching movies. It's not like there was the potential for someone to use that against me or use that to take advantage of me.
Yeah.
Social media didn't happen until I was in my 20s.
Yeah.
Like these kids have grown up with like the whole digital world. And there are people out there who are ready to manipulate. And I worry because my sister's kids, the two younger ones, they're very active on their phones and tablets and stuff. And I'm like, I hope there has been enough due diligence and things that my sister has said, like, if anybody reaches out to you, better than to send nudes or whatever. But you never know, because people can be so convincing.
Yeah.
At times, like this morning, somebody got me calling me, telling me I had an outstanding payday loan from 2015. I'm like, payday loans are illegal in Maryland. And then I'm starting to freak out because they're like, well, this is the last four of your social security, and it shows that you were working at this place back in 2015. I was like, no, I was not working there. Something is wrong. I think I've been a victim of identity theft. You need to email me all of this information because I'm going to contest it. Yeah. And they were like, yeah, so you'll have to do that when, it comes to judgment and there's going to be a trial. And I even went online. Yeah, they'd said that I even went online to Maryland Judiciary to look my own name up, and this says no records. And I'm like, and he's like, you didn't say anything. You didn't give them any information. You didn't tell them our bank account information. I was like, no, because they said it was deposited into a bank account that ends in whatever. And I was like, that's not my bank account.
Yeah.
And I need proof And I'm still waiting all morning, all day, still waiting to get this proof. And I firmly believe it was probably a scam now. Because, but do that to a kid. Your mom's in trouble. We need to see your boobies. Like,
yeah, it's sick. It is sick. I watch a lot of that kind of stuff on YouTube, like pedophiles getting caught.
Oh, I do too. To Catch a Predator was my favorite show. Fred Flicks. I don't know. Who's Fred? Where was that 50 years ago? Not existent.
Me neither.
Oh, my favorite movie, politically incorrect commercials.
This flat tire needs a man, but when there's no man around.
Sounds like a horror movie.
Right?
Yeah.
What do? You have to walk all the way to the phone booth with a rotary dial.
When there's no man around.
Man to the
Goodyear should be.
rescue.
Why? Watch this. New Goodyear Double Eagle carries its own spare inside. Lifeguard safety spare.
Dude, that's totally a horror
Tire
movie.
in a tire.
Yeah.
Keeps on going. Next time, give her a second chance.
Yeah, give her a second chance so she doesn't die on the side of the road walking through the fucking phone booth. Oh my
Oh, this is gonna
God.
be bad.
Rode rickshaws everywhere.
Oh.
But when the kids sat down to eat, they sure did miss their favorite treat. Kool-Aid, Kool-Aid, tastes great. Wish we had some, can't wait. A story man who heard the kids then clapped his hands and said,
Hi, Kool-Aid keeps me very wise. Stand by, please, for big surprise. Kool-Aid, Kool-Aid, Kool-Aid.
Oh my God.
Honorable Kool-Aid, the most refreshing, much loved by
Oh
whole
my
family.
God.
Father, mother, Japanese boy, Japanese girl, a package make 2 full quarts, cost only 20 yen, just 5 cents, with lots of ice. So nice.
the Kool-Aid kids are off again to visit other lands. Be sure to join them when they do.
Join them in some Kool-Aid too. Kool-Aid, Kool-Aid,
Oh.
Kool-Aid. Once you tried it, no can wait.
Oh. Maybe white people deserve it. Jesus.
That was Eric Estrada?
Yeah.
I'll just knock you dead.
Morgan Fairchild, Linda Carter, Kathy Lee Crosby, Victoria Principal, and much, much more. They're the sexiest super ladies on the scene. They're the women who rate a 10 later tonight.
I give them all a 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the story of the little bull who wanted to sing, but sing in a special way. His ambition was to sing in the Bull of the Woods Quartet.
Rich and mild. No. You must sing deeper.
Rich and mild.
You see, Bull of the Woods chewing tobacco is rich. It's mild, too. And your voice must express that mildness. Rich and mild. Deeper. Rich and mild. Fuller.
And so the little bull worked and sang and kept singing. His voice got richer and fuller and sweet as Bull of the Woods
Oh,
chewing
no.
tobacco, until that great day when he got his wish. Bull of the Woods, chewing tobacco. Bull of the Woods, chewing tobacco. Bull of the Woods.
It's a fact, sir.
Lonely filler can't be beat. Rich and mild, chewing tobacco. Man, it's good chewing tobacco. Bull of the Woods, chewing tobacco. Smooth and
Why
tasty
don't you
chewing
say?
treat. He's the boss.
You run your mill with the same kind of skill that's been passed through your family.
That looks like an OSHA violation. There's no fucking safety glasses, a big open blade.
I lost my arm.
You will fucking lose your arm. No.
Beech nuts the tobacco you chew, and it's been that way, father and son, for a long time. Beech nuts are more moister, more delicious. Try it.
There's no fucking like guard on that fucking blade. Oh no.
Cigarettes.
They sure work hard, don't they, Bonnie? Yeah? I hate to see them work so hard. Yeah, me too.
So help them.
Let's go around back.
Yeah, right?
Can't see 'em.
Jesus.
Let's go where we can't see
I
him.
got a better idea. Let's take a Winston break. That's it. Winston is the one filter cigarette that delivers flavor 20
As she
times a
vapes.
pack. Winston's got that filter blend. Yeah, Fred.
Yeah, but I'm not hiding. I'm not hiding from my husband doing chores.
Let's go somewhere we don't have to see them.
Pure white filter. Winston packs rich tobaccos specially selected and specially processed for good flavor in filter smoking.
Yeah, buddy, Winston tastes good, like cigarette juice.
I love it.
The Flintstones have been brought to you by Winston, America's best-selling
That's crazy, isn't it?
cigarette.
You know they edit all of that out now if you're watching the Flintstones.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
You can't have Fred and Wilma smoking a cigarette.
That's obviously to children to smoke.
Just as you told me.
Mm-hmm.
You're absolutely right. It's neat and quick, and it goes on dry. It did make me feel cool and sweet, just as you said. I did everything you said, but my boss still hasn't asked me to lunch.
Unlike some deodorants, Fresh doesn't guarantee you'll get ahead in business. All Fresh does is keep you fresh.
When you think of it, that's quite a lot.
That is such a sexual innuendo there.
What's wrong?
Oh, it's your coffee again. The desk sergeant at the station makes better coffee than this.
Ed, really?
Sorry, honey. But your coffee tastes terrible.
The coffee's bad. Look how sad she is.
McGregor, please help me.
Carol, what's the matter?
Why is it always Mr. McGregor?
Ed says he gets better coffee at the police station.
Why not try new Instant Folgers?
Instant?
No,
Ugh,
I said
Folgers.
new Instant Folgers, Carol. Tastes good as fresh pert, because it's made from fresh pert coffee. Then they actually turn that fresh pert coffee into
Fresh
new
pert
Instant
coffee?
Folgers.
Perked.
Tastes good as fresh perk.
I do enjoy freshly percolated coffee. It's way different than drip coffee.
Hey, the Sarge never made coffee like this.
New Instant Folgers taste good as fresh perk.
I like it better.
Try new Instant Folgers.
Why is it always about women making bad coffee? Like, how many ads have we seen where the coffee was bad? That poor bird.
Good morning, dear.
Good morning, sweetie birdie.
What the fuck was that?
I'm out of coffee.
You're out of coffee. Isn't that wonderful?
Out of coffee?
What a time to run out. And why run out? Now there's a new giant-sized Instant Maxwell House. A really big jar of coffee.
That's a
New
big jar of
giant-sized
coffee.
Instant Maxwell House gives you cups and cups and cups. Dozens of extra cups of the coffee with that warm bean flavor. Warm
I don't
bean
really like
flavor
Maxwell House
because it's
either.
made from coffee
No.
beans still warm from roasting. That's
I
why
like coffee,
new
period.
Instant
He
Maxwell
doesn't
House
like coffee.
is the freshest
No.
tasting coffee yet. So to make sure you've always got plenty of coffee for the man in
That
your
actor
house,
looks
get
familiar,
the
though.
new giant-size Instant Maxwell House. You won't have to run out again.
So instead of his really bad kiss earlier, he's giving her a really bad dip.
Your squad is ready for you to lead them through.
Damn, dude.
That guy's huge.
He's like the cool kid. Look at that shit. Oh, I bet your baby Scotty would like that.
Yeah. Dude.
Johnny Seven's got him on the run. Johnny Seven fires bullets like a rifle. Fires like a
Gun
Tommy
rules.
I gotta find that. Did you see that?
Oh,
that shit.
With
dude.
Seven, the one-man army gun. It's 7 guns in one. Let's count them. 1 is a grenade launcher. 2 anti-armor gun. 3 anti-tank gun. 4 bullet-firing rifle. 5 Tommy gun. 6 anti-bunker gun. 7
Where the fuck do I get that?
Johnny Seven.
To be sure,
Wow.
for Johnny Seven, OMA, the one-man army by Topper.
I'm Caroline. Try me. I'll take you on a trip you'll never forget.
I bet.
No.
Dodge. I'll hang up your coat for you and let you watch movies. I'll take your little old mind off flying. By the time I'm finished, you won't even know you've been on an airplane. Cause that's exactly what will have happened. Cause I work in Acme Car Wash as a hostess. So come on down to Acme, and while your car is being washed, let little old Caroline clean you out too.
Damn.
On a hot wax.
Wow.
I heard you want to be a Frito Bandito like
Oh,
me.
Jesus.
Frito Bandito?
You sing the Bandito song.
Speedy
Let's sing
Gonzales.
together. You just follow the bouncing Fritos corn chips bag. Ay, 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 ay.
I didn't know Fritos were Mexican.
Bandito. I like Fritos corn chips. I love them, I do. I want Fritos corn chips. I'll get them from you. Ay,
He's gonna steal my Fritos?
That's the
oh, I
Jeff
am the
Dunham
Frito Bandito.
redid this song with the
Oh, did he?
jalapeno guy.
Nice.
Jalapeno
on a stick?
Yeah.
You must not
I didn't know that this was
Now,
a
must not
Frito.
offend.
You are Frito Banditos too. You sing the Frito Bandito song and you look over.
Ay, 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 ay.
That's nice. Munchy,
It's nice.
Munchy, munchy Fritos.
Is Speedy
Corn
Gonzales even around anymore?
I don't think so.
Howdy! Grapes, the name. Goofy Grape. Now, why they call me Goofy, I don't know. Yes, sir. I'm one of the new funny-faced drinks from Pillsbury.
Funny faces, fancy drink.
One of the new funny-faced drinks.
Is it supposed to be like special needs sensitivity?
I don't know, but it's.
Don't add sugar. I'm already sweet when you buy me. You
I
can
guess
drink all
that's
you
what-
want. Mom won't mind. 'Cause look, Mom, I'm pre-sweetened without sugar.
It's grape drink.
And so are
Drink.
my friends. In Sonora.
Is that what he said?
Oh.
Oh, there it is.
Strawberry.
Hi.
Chinese cherry.
Oh.
Lime. Hello, hello, hello. Look for us at your store. Funny face.
Wow.
Strawberry.
Funny faces, fancy drink.
We're sweet
There
without
you go.
sugar.
There we go. There's the offense.
Yeah.
Vroom, vroom, vroom. Today, so I have exciting story to tell about beautiful new Ford Mustang car. And inside car, boy and
Why
mother
are there
and
so many
shopping cart.
Asian,
And
like,
inside that,
stereotype
box of
Probably because this all came like at the tail end of World War II, stuff like that.
free Mustang?
Wow, Mom, boy, oh boy. There's a Mustang car inside the Rice Crinkles.
Little
Yeah,
Sky.
we got better cars now, dipshit.
Rice Crinkles are inside our Mustang. But there is a Mustang inside the Rice Crinkles.
Oh, there is a Mustang inside the Rice Crinkles.
A Mustang just like ours.
And so, sugary rice crinkles give happy ending to story. Boy, get Mustang. You do too. Inside post rice crinkles.
Rice
Wow.
Crinkles.
Them all.
So they.
Hard
Mhm.
top and fastback. Race with your friends.
Oh my god.
When
They
you get
actually put that
Mustang
on the
car,
cover of their
inside
cereal
post
box.
rice
Yep, sure fuck did.
I can't type.
Oh, we saw this
We
one.
already
I
saw
don't
you.
take dictation.
You do take
I
dictation.
won't sharpen pencils. I can't file. My boss calls me indispensable.
Because I'm the only one who can run the Xerox machine.
Will you make a copy of this?
Naturally.
I mean, it is her job, though, right? She's a receptionist.
She
Right,
is,
right.
but she won't take dictation.
No, I get what they're.
No,
I get what
she
they're
probably
trying
does,
to
just
do.
not in the way you
I
think.
make perfect copies
Probably
of
has no
whatever
choice.
my boss needs by just turning a knob and pushing a button.
You want
Anything
to keep
he
your
can
job,
see,
don't you,
I can
sweetheart?
copy in black and white
That's
on
probably what
ordinary
it was.
paper. And am I fast?
I am
Make 7 copies
fast.
in a minute.
She's kind of
By
hot,
the
though.
way, I never need wet chemicals. My 914
But if that's how she
No,
talked, then
no
she's
glove, no
awful.
love.
powder dry. Sometimes my boss asks me which is the original, and sometimes I don't know. Here, Mr. Smith, I'm going to lunch with Mother.
With mother.
A working day out here stretches from sunup to sundown.
Oh
But
no.
there's always time for a Marlboro. The cigarette that gives you flavor, rich and full.
Did he just fly his own helicopter to his ranch?
Yeah. Most cowboys have. That's how they get to their horse.
That's how they get from ranch to ranch.
Come to where the flavor
Wow.
is. Come to Marlboro.
I'm enjoying the cigarette jingles.
And now there's something new in Marlboro country.
Ooh.
A fresh new cigarette. Marlboro Menthol Green. Just ask for
Menthol
Marlboro Green,
greens.
Unless you're already smoking famous Marlboro Red. red or green, you get a lot to like.
Surprised they didn't have the traditional like towards the end of when they started like taking smoking more seriously with the general warning and whatnot, they would have like the Indian
Yeah.
That's
on
right.
there, and stuff like that. So I'm surprised they didn't show that commercial at all, but yeah, so it's pretty interesting the old stuff that they had out there.
So, I'm trying to figure out which one shocked me the most, but I really think it was Kool-Aid going to Japan. Like, did you see the Kool-Aid men with
Most of
with
the
the
Asian
like?
ones are like god awful, god awful.
Why were we just like okay with making fun of Asian stereotypes? Like,
Because it just there's like I said, towards the tail end of World War II, you know, everything
probably.
after Pearl Harbor, man, we were like really anti-Japan and
Mhm.
stuff like that. So,
I just feel like nowadays Asian culture is so
which is funny because when
celebrated.
you look at
Yeah.
like commercials, tend to spend a lot of time on the Asian part of it, but then when you look at like Disney and cartoons, they spend a lot of time on the people of color because you know the ones with the bones in the hair and the big
Mhm.
lips. They like all the animated stuff was more centered around people of color, and
Mhm.
then the commercials themselves are more anti-Asian or whatever. So it's really weird the dichotomy of how they were doing that shit.
So I'm gonna have to like. There's got to be a way, and I'll do this on my own time. Just like Google recent commercials, because like I'm thinking about like recent Super Bowl commercials and how different. Thankfully, how different they are. Because like a couple of them just made me like not able to speak. Like
There's a lot of crazy shit out
like
there.
Indian orange, Chinese cherry.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, we're like, this is what's wrong with this commercial? It's just a drink commercial.
Yeah, I'm sitting there thinking, okay, well, it could be about special needs, maybe is what they're going after, but then all of a sudden the other ones popped up, like, oh,
That's the
what
problem.
they were.
Yeah.
Dude.
Now it's just like the grape, I think, was just supposed to be like goofy. Like
Mhm.
crazy.
Yeah, like silly, like Goofy Grape. Yeah. Oh my God. So, are we all feeling like maybe we've come further?
We've come a long way from that.
And I think because like, you know, we're all firmly middle age, you know, 44, 30, I'll be 44 this year. I'm hoping living to 88. That's like if this is middle age and I live to 88, that's all right, right? Like so we've kind of like seen some of this stuff and we've kind of come through it and we've seen changes, but I feel like because there are still people alive who were growing up with that actively, I think that's why the new world, I say new world, but like I think that's why so many things shock them and they get so indignant about things. And I'm not saying I'm giving them a pass because it's bullshit, but when you are immersed in this kind of like insanity your entire like youth, and then it's like, oh, we're gonna like, you know, to anything that's like that we feel is normal now, and the older people are like, no, it's not, and that's why they get the whole like, you know, boomer thing and silent generation thing. I'm like, I can understand why they're so grumpy because this is what they thought it was okay to make fun of Asian people, and they thought it was okay to make fun of women being stupid, and they thought it was okay to do all of this. And now you're coming of this age and it's like, no, well, women are allowed to have the same jobs as men as long as they can, you know, qualify and get the job. And oh, well, it's not really good to talk about Asian people like that, or, you know, black people, or hello, gay people. It's not okay. We have to be respectful. And they're like, no, because I was taught to make fun of them. I'm going to stand my ground.
I've been saying this a lot about the Gamergate 2 shit, is that, you know, you still got pockets of people that believe those ideologies and political viewpoints and stuff like that.
Do you think it's most people
No.
that are older, or do you think it's just like they're the
No, because
loudest?
there's plenty. Yeah, the problem is these small pockets of people will latch onto a movement. So not to get into the whole gate thing but
Dude, he is locked into Gamergate, Tony. If you want to hear about Gamergate,
but yeah, you start with one premise of what the problem is, and then all of a sudden you get these little pockets of assholes that come in and they start becoming the loudest trolls on the planet, and they're saying really deplorable things to people. And so the waters get muddy because now the people that you have an issue with think that this small group of people is what representative of the entire gamer community, and it's disingenuous.
literally Gamergate started because someone created a website that just listed the names and titles of
Games
that one particular company
consultancy, yeah.
made. That's how it started. And then it has now turned into, well, this is hate speech because you're telling people, and they're like, well, this person is woke and this person is racist. And it all stemmed from a website that someone made literally to say, this was all made by this group, this company. So if you don't like this company, these people all made these. And that's how it started. And it's turned into, I don't know what. Blows my mind.
Right. Yeah. So anyway,
I think people have too much time on their hands.
That was a nice little travel back down history with some of that. So Tony, tell us, what do you got coming up on your channel, if anything?
Well, I uploaded today a review of The Jar.
What's it called?
The Jar. It's from
I've never heard of it.
Okay.
You don't need to watch it. I'll just
Really?
tell you that. Yeah.
Or is it bad, or you think it's just like gross, or
It's bad.
Oh.
Like, it's not. I mean, I don't know. Watch it if you want, but it's.
I'll take your word for it.
Just watch the
Not
review. I don't
Tony the
know.
Dead approved.
They went into it trying to make people want to walk out because
Ah.
The Exorcist were influenced by like how that made people sick and walk out of the theater. So they wanted to make people, but it's not like scary or gross. It's just visually like annoying and
Gotcha.
stuff. Yeah. So it's. Ugh.
Did you ever see Camp Dread?
Yeah.
What did
We
you think
watched
of that?
it last
We just
night.
watched that last night
Wait, Camp Dread.
Not Club Dread, Camp Dread.
with Felissa Rose and Eric Roberts.
Yeah. Yeah. I have it. I put it away actually the other day.
Good, man. I liked it. It was a good movie. That's the first time I'd seen it. I really enjoyed it.
It was
Yeah.
a good concept. I
Yeah.
dug it.
Yeah, I remember liking it. I haven't watched it since, but I do remember liking it. I
Yeah.
kept it, so
Yeah.
Have you been in on any of the like Vinegar Syndrome?
No, I think he said you detached from some of that or something?
yeah, I'm no longer with Voyage or like they like people do the Voyage, or not the Voyage, the Vinegar Syndrome chats and that, like, but like nobody really gets invited anymore. It's kind of like just like a quick thing. Maybe around the Black Friday, maybe I'll get invited, but I really don't care because at the time, I nothing coming out from Vinegar Syndrome is really like catching my
Stands
eye.
out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a few
There's no
things I
new
might
like
want.
pressings.
Nah, nothing really. I mean, there's a few
Well, the
things
problem
I
is
might want,
sometimes
but I'm
with some of
waiting.
these companies, like you want to support them, but some of their shit is so pricey, man. Like I'm just like, I cannot spend $50 for a DVD, no matter what kind of goody things you can put in there. Like it just, I can't imagine doing. Like if I just want a Blu-ray for $20 to $25, fine. But dude, some of this stuff's like well over like $60.
Well, and I understand why they do it, because they buy it and bring back something that has never been released. So
Well,
then
they put a lot of good work into it, but dude,
Yeah.
you're not going to ever sell me on this idea that the work that they put into it's worth $70.
if
Like,
it's
no
if it's limited pressings, I mean, I see both sides of it, because for me to spend $60 on a DVD, it's got to be something I really want. But also, I see their side of it where they're like, okay, we're only going to do a run of 200, so we need to make sure we get our money back.
That's the thing. There's never only around 200. It's like 8,000.
Oh,
And
really?
It's like or like it's all weird. Like sometimes there's only 2,000. Sometimes there's 6. It's all
Yeah.
over the place. But like it's the FOMO that gets you. You know, you're like, oh, I could wait to get that, and then you see the number going down. You're like, oh, maybe I should buy it. And all it is like you watch the disc, and they put it back, and you put it back on your shelf. and maybe you'll watch it again another time. Like you're paying for the movie to watch, not the packaging. Like, don't get me wrong, packaging's cool. I like having a cool looking box and all that shit, but like in the end, you're not watching the box, you're watching the movie. So who cares for the packaging?
So for a movie collector like you, are original runs like more valuable to you, or is it just about a movie that you like?
Well, I like to watch whatever I can. If I own it, I try to watch it. I have to be in the mood to watch it. But if I don't like it, I don't care if it's like there's 2 copies. Like if I don't like it, I'm not keeping it. I'm going to sell it. You know, it's not worth it to me. I totally lost my train of thought. I do that a lot.
I do too.
Oh, I do it all the time. All right. Well, appreciate you taking the time out to sit down with us and go back
watch
and talk
racist
some of the stuff.
commercials.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for
Debate a
thinking of
little
me when
bit,
it comes to racism.
Right.
I wasn't expecting. I mean, honestly, Tony, were you expecting some of that? Like, I didn't expect that extreme.
No.
Well, some of the stuff that I remember seeing back in the day, it's like just, you know, mid 90s, like just browsing or whatever. But like now it's like going back and like, oh my God, what were they thinking? Like the ones that were like childlike. I'm like, are you fucking insane?
Yeah.
So yeah, some of that shit is like pretty off the chart. But,
Right.
But yeah, I think we can all admit we're a lot better now than we ever were back then.
And you know what I'm gonna do now? I'm gonna go through current advertising and find some shit.
Well, there's stuff that's like, I forget who the actress was, and she is quite the feminist, but she did like maybe it was Mia Kafia, maybe. But one of them did like a commercial for like a burger joint, and she was eating the burger and the juice dripped down into her cleavage, and so that was the ad.
Yeah.
But
Good ad.
it is, but I think they pulled it because obviously she used to be in the porn industry and stuff like that. So the sexualization of it all.
Oh yeah.
So
Whatever.
all right, for I think the only thing I've got coming up next week is Poetic Carnage. Me and Poet are going to start talking pre-draft stuff about football. Get into that a little bit. Outside that, I'm not sure what I'll be doing, but stay tuned.
Maybe I'll have to get in on that because I was the one who called. So we were talking on.
I don't think he cares about football.
He likes football.
Tony, he doesn't watch football.
No.
He like hockey. No.
He sent me a gift. I haven't got it yet, though. I don't know what comment.
You sent him a present?
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, though.
I'm not saying
how big is it?
That's personal. It's not a huge gift or anything, but it's like you know.
Oh, I know what it is. You sent me that fucking nun poster back.
No, I told you.
I can't believe you sent him that.
He donated sperm.
Yeah.
God.
I have Tony the Dead vial of sperm right here.
His essence.
His essence.
We're gonna sell it.
Put it on a crime scene. Give me a vacation.
Tony, how were you in California on July 15th when physically you were in Pennsylvania on July 15th? Explain yourself.
Aliens.
It's gotta be aliens. All right. For those that enjoyed the content, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Please subscribe to Mr. Tony the Dead for us. Great
100
channel.
likes and I go topless.
Yeah, she keeps trying to push that. No one's doing it. No one's buying it.
No one's buying it.
There's no sexism in this fucking video.
I will go topless if we get 100 likes on something. I will.
No one's
go
gonna
topless.
see it because I can't put it up.
I'll put pasties on.
Pasties. I still don't think it's gonna fly. Then we're like, nope.
Maybe on Twitch.
Do your own channel because then I'll get banned for your shit.
I'll start doing like shorts on this channel.
Shorts.
I do shorts on your channel all the time, but I just kind of like do it off of your videos.
All right, everyone.
All right, guys.
See you next time here on the Middletown Radio Podcast. Cheers.